what future business things might be suitable for you. What are you good at? What are the things you'll have to get good at and fill in those gaps? Be thinking about business opportunities in the future. But some of you are reading my mind already. I see Alex over here. What up, Alex? Alex says, thank you, Derek and Jake. Big takeaways. Build calmness under pressure. Pay keen attention to detail. It pays to be clear-headed and on point when others simply can't handle pressure. Man, I've been all month getting smushed by a bunch of the who's who of UFC, where Frank Mir was over here with shoulder on my face and forearm on my face for days at a time. Gilbert Burns was over here with the same. Jake again. And this whole month I've been working on some calmness under pressure in violent situations, and starting off in shitty situations, and get real good at getting out of them now. So that's in fighting, but business is the same thing. Like the stock market, there's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs in the stock market right now, and today I'm up 400 grand, and yesterday is up 150 something. But in recent months, there's been so much volatility. You're up a couple million, down a couple million, up a half a million, down another million, and it's going to be that way for a while yet. The whole year is going to go that way. 2022, the whole year is going to go that way, and it's kind of 50-50 right now. If things are going to sell off harder or if they're going to turn around significantly, it's kind of 50-50. So I know we're talking about entrepreneurship here, but part of entrepreneurship that you'll use in the stock market later is you got to be pretty calm, got to be accepting of what is, and then think about what are the variables that we can control? What are the variables we can control, and how do we want to do so? And don't you get yourself. The calmer you can be, the more clear you're going to be able to think. The calmer you can be, you're going to have more clarity of thought, and you're going to have more potency of your actions. Edwin says, Derek, looking slimmer. I can tell you've been working out. Well, a real hilarious one. Some of the stuff that we release on YouTube, I might have filmed that months ago, and then we tend to release it when somebody has an event coming up, which is obviously the optimal time to release it. So if I do interviews with some big name people, we don't just do an interview. We got so much backlogged, amazing content backlogged. If I die, you'll still be hearing from me for a year and a half with new things that you haven't heard or seen. So when a video comes out and that's filmed months ago, somebody's like, Derek, you're fat, Derek, which tells you something about the person who has time to make a comment like that. But I was fat, and now I'm getting leaner and leaner, and I'll keep at that. I still have a lot of low-hanging fruit in my diet. Earlier today, I had ribs and potato chips for lunch. I had some. I had a waffle earlier. Earlier this week, I had a big fucking waffle with a bunch of butter and syrup, and but I've been working out so hard, and long hours. And hitting some weights too that it's no problem. So still have a net caloric deficit, and body fat's going down, and muscle's pretty solid. Just staying where it's at while we're reducing body fat because of so much activity. So in any case, I'll be leaner again in the future, unless a good opportunity comes up for a real financial turmoil. And I got to focus on that because it's worth $100 million. Then I'll focus on that. But unless I can make $100 million, I'll just get skinnier and live longer, and fine. It's fine. I'll have to accept that. Pretty soon I'll be skinny like my cameraman. My legs. How much weight I got to lose so my legs could be skinny like yours? So, another 100 and half. Lose half my body weight. Other comments in here we got. So thank you, Edwin, this thoughtful comment. And I've been putting in a lot of work. Thomas says, Derek, hi, Derek. Now I know something about entrepreneurship. I have the problem that multiple ideas are running around in my head. I do not think presently any entrepreneur any entrepreneurship is the right choice for me. Is it useful to have a business idea to work towards, or should I concentrate on learning the fundamentals and applying them in my career? I mean, both. Apply those things in the current context of your life, but also, not a bad thing to have a bigger vision of, at least be brainstorming what future business things might be suitable for you. What are you good at? What are the things you'll have to get good at, and fill in those gaps, and be thinking about business opportunities in the future. But nothing wrong with applying entrepreneurial concepts or mindsets or skills to your current profession, your current career. There's a lot of things to write about that. So do that first, but be thinking in the back of your mind, well, how does this apply to other things? What other skills would you need to learn to be good at them, and so on and so on. Isaac said, thanks, Derek and Jake. The negotiations conference was amazing. 4 days of live immersions with winners made a difference. I had so much fun. That, I could have done that so different. I could have done that where I was on stage, 5 hours a day. 5 hours done. We could have made it 3 days instead of 4. I could have done 5 hours a day instead of 11. And I don't know, you folks are in the room 12, 13 hours a day. I was there about 11 hours a day. And that was a lot. But it was great. I was really excited about it. We could have stopped earlier. I could have done a lot of things different, but I really wanted to give you everything I had. And I felt good about it. I feel good about it. I think we had, people gave me amazing feedback. They learned extraordinary things from the speakers, from me, from each other. I think the team did a great job overall. Travis shared a few tidbits as well and gave a couple of mini presentations. People gave me positive feedback about that. I think there was a lot of winning. We did live negotiation exercises, live negotiation role plays. Those were great. Exercises about building your value. That was fantastic. The cognitive bias. I went through a list of about 10 common fuck-ups that are going to destroy your ability to negotiate. Went through a whole presentation, multi-day presentation about negotiation, specifics of negotiation theory and Q&A through that whole thing. There's a lot. I can't even tell you about all of it because about 50 hours of content in 4 days. I was on stage for over 40 hours of that. So, hey, respect for you that been there, that went there. And I know you got a lot of things to absorb and work on. So good for you, Ben. Good for you. And thanks for your nice words, Isaac, and the rest of you. So Diego says, thanks. Kevin says, thank you, Jake. It's such a coincidence. My BJJ coach asked me to study technique from a video of Jake this week. Jake is a wonderful BJJ and MMA athlete. Amazing insight. Thank you again. Jake is one of the best. He's probably the most underrated guy that was ever at UFC. And, he's a Strikeforce champion. Strikeforce got bought by UFC, so he was never a UFC champion. But Strikeforce got bought by UFC. There was another big promotion at that time. And, if things were, slightly different there, if the timing was a little different or something, then maybe that would have been different. But, 5-time world champion. The other guy that was extraordinarily talented at jiu-jitsu during that time, during the time of Jake's career, was Damian Maya. And another friend of Jake and I, another friend of ours, told me the story. He was one of Jake's coaches. His name's Henry Hooft. Henry is a kickboxer. He's a 20-something time kickboxing champion. And Henry was Jake's striking coach. And Henry told me the story that they go to Brazil, that Jake is fighting Damian Maya in Brazil. Damian, those are the two guys that are thought of as the best jiu-jitsu guys in mixed martial arts during that time. They're the two top guys. And Damian's from Brazil. So they go over to Brazil to fight Damian Maya. And Henry tells me that the I mean, there's this, and I don't speak Portuguese. I forget how they say it in their language, but it's there's a chant that they do in Brazil that, you know, when a Brazilian is fighting a foreigner, the whole damn stadium chants at the foreigner that, you know, you will die, and they're sharing their traditional welcoming message to Jacob: you will die, you will die. And 3-round fight goes to decision. And if you watch the fight, you see pretty clearly that Jake won the fight. As, you know, a very fair decision. And Jake's getting his hand raised in Brazil, against Damien, who loses. And so the crowd wasn't chanting anymore. The crowd got real quiet. So there's, those moments are those are special moments in life. But but Jake was thought of by many as the best jiu-jitsu person, fighting in mixed martial arts, the best jiu-jitsu person of his generation. And you'd say, Gilbert Burns is at the top of that list of the current generation. Gilbert's another dear friend and one of my coaches. So learned an awful lot from those guys. They're very talented, And I'll mention that to him, Kevin. I'll mention that to Jake after the call, that your coach had you studying some footage of him.
I was living on my coach's living room on a mattress. I ended up just bouncing at a bar. I'd been a cop. I quit my job. And
Derek Moneyberg presents 10 Commandments of Wealth.
Took the gamble on myself to become a successful professional fighter and make it to the UFC or Pride. And at the time,
am I making a sacrifice right now, or am I just investing in a better future? So it's easier for me to make those decisions when I think about it as
Yeah, absolutely. And now that you mention it, having to actually really process and think about it, I think that word sacrifice is kind of I believe it's the word that the ones at the top kind of use to make everyone else feel better about it. Because when you're at the top, now you realize that was an investment.
Was everything just golden and easy and handed to you, or did you have a little struggle yourself along the way?
No. Yeah, in 2013 and 2015, I was living out of my car, full time, and I was too proud to ask for help. How ridiculous is that? You're living out of your car and you think you know it all. And 2015, that's when I kind of I knew that I didn't know it all. So why not find experts in that and really shortcut that? I thought I was going to just chip away. I thought I was just going to read books till I was an expert. I never really talked to anyone that actually did it.
It's been about a week since I've joined the 10 Commandments of Wealth program, and there's so many interviews that are offered in this program. I'm inside the Derek Moneyberg 10 Commandments of Wealth program. This is an awesome program that you're gonna love. I'm gonna use the principles and the knowledge from this program to help me boost my leads in my marketing firm. Buy this program, it's a wonderful investment for your future. You won't regret it and you'll absolutely love it.